everyone. How are you all doing? I hope you're fine. I'm back today regarding a video about playing cards and how to read them. I did a video about different divination methods. Playing cards was one of them, and I got a question, a request, to go a little bit deeper into that. However, I think I was asked to, what are my meanings in that sense? And I will give you some in the sense of how I would read. But I think the most important part is you make it work for you. Because I know that the way I read is very different. When you find nowadays books on cartomancy or reading with playing cards in that sense, those meanings don't even come close to how I would read them. Because like I said, the way I read them, it's been given to me, in the family line, so to speak. Well, not so to speak, in the family line, I think, yeah. However, again, there are so many different ways out there, and I think this is the reason why I was asked, because I think the comment also said that, in the sense of, because there are so many methods out there, what is right and wrong? Well, to start, nothing is wrong. I think, however, because there are so many different ways out there, I know people start to question themselves, like, am I doing it the right way? The trick is consistency. For example, I will put the tarot away. We will come back to that in a second. Yeah. Well, let's get a card. Does it matter? No, not really. The Six of Hearts. Yeah. The Six of Hearts for me means a separation. Yeah. Because I read playing cards before I started to read tarot, I might, if I didn't have already that sense, I might look at it very differently now. However, I think I had that same question because I was reading so long, and then people were like, or not people, but the teachings out there, right? Hearts are emotions, and when you go numerology, 6 is all about, harmony, right? So how is that a separation? The thing is, I could have changed, of course, my whole reading style. However, this is the way I was taught. There was no tarot, in our African culture in that sense. Yes, we divined with bones, with playing cards, and there are definitely even other methods. However, tarot was, I think, more based in the European magical or esoteric kind of lifestyle. Again, if I would be learning right now, I would maybe associate that more with the numerology and hearts being cups in tarot and stuff like that. Yeah. However, again, it's about consistency. If I say that the Six of Hearts means for me, in the way I read, a separation, I just need to stick to that. Then you can assign whatever you want to the cards. The Five of, spades in English, the Five of Spades for me foretells of illness or loss, that might actually be a little bit the same as a tarot card in that sense, We don't really, I don't really read the cards in a human form in that sense. The Queen of Hearts talks about true love, again, for me, this is the association that, when my family, whenever they started, started to read, they put that there. I know that some decks, they give names for, especially here in Europe, right? Some people represent that, and I think, I don't know, but I think, that this is how that got started. However, again, it's not the way I read. There is no right way, and I don't think there is a wrong way. But again, have confidence in your own kind of reading. You can give the cards the meaning you like, just stick to it. At the end of the day, I mean, even in tarot, you know, let's take one of the, okay, wait, we had separation here, right? In the Six of Hearts. Let me see if I can find real quickly. That never happens, huh? One sec. Let's see if I can find it really quickly. Or at least if I can find it. Of course, this is not going to happen. I should have put them in order to make it easy. But why would we make it easy? I'm sorry. One sec. One sec. We'll get there. It's probably going to be one of the last cards, right? Oh my god, it is the last card. I should have gone straight to the back. Because even in tarot, we have different systems. We have Marseille, we have Rider-Waite, we have Thoth, you know, where the Six of Cups, which would correspond to the Six of Hearts, in Rider-Waite really means nostalgia, right? When we read it, how I read it, because even in tarot, I'm not really focused on RWS, more on the numerology and elemental associations. So the six would mean harmony, and cups, yeah, the water element, right? It's about a harmony in one's feelings. Very cruelly and simply put, of course, yeah. So, of course, the Six of Hearts will actually be almost quite the opposite, right? If I say that means for me a separation. However, again, this is a way that I was taught. I could teach myself a new way. But again, if the point is consistency, when I pull some cards, I mean, just for the sake of it, let's shuffle and I will pull 3 cards, you know. For the playing card divination, we also see that black means bad and red, sorry, means good. So for yes and no questions, but for now, let's just pull one and see. I didn't really ask a question, but hey. Okay, so we do see double eights, which of course could be interesting. I mean, 8 is in numerology at least mastering. But again, this is not how I'm reading my playing cards. But you could, you know, if you want to associate those things with it. Again, well, in my kind of style, the 8 of Hearts means somebody is like rivaling for your affection, you know. The 8 of clubs, sorry. The 8 of clubs signifies calamity. Calamity is the word. And the 10 of Hearts, for me again, and attaining some, or attaining my or yours, for who I read, your heart's desire, yeah. You can see that some will overlap and others are really very different. But again, if I would have asked a question in the sense of yes or no, then we could have read it. If red is good and black, not so good, then we could have read it. Oh, okay, things will go okay. We might face some obstacles, but the end result will be okay, you know? So again, let's ask a question. What question do we want to ask? Let's say you're not happy with your job. What should you do, right? We're gonna ask advice. I'm not even gonna do the yes and no right now. Just advice, right? To really dive into that. Okay, so you're not happy with your job. What should you do? Okay, the 6 of clubs. Ooh, the 5 of spades, and the ace of clubs. Well. Again, black could be bad, red could be good. However, not all blacks for me, black cards in that sense, are bad. The 6 of clubs, I'm sorry, 6 of clubs, it means to prosper from an act of kindness, you know? So maybe I did something kind, somebody else did something kind, but I'm gonna prosper from that. I think we had this one, right? The Five of Spades. It foretells of illness or loss. And then the Ace of Clubs. It's about following your intuition. Yeah. So when we're talking about the question at hand, okay, I'm not happy with my job. What should I do? You know, well, go about it maybe in a kind manner, even if you're not always happy, you know. But again, we don't want to have that loss. Yeah. So we do need to act kindly, but also in our best interest then, right? So we don't have to face that loss. However, if we do that, you know, at the end of the day, we need to follow our intuition. Yeah. We cannot do this in a cruel manner, because it will definitely mean that we will lose something, you know. But I need to follow my intuition. Again, if I talk about me or who I read for, then, you know, very simple answers in that sense. When we read playing cards, I think most of us do see it that way. There is always, well, a snappy answer in that sense. Yeah, you don't really need to dive into it. It's more about, well, getting that direct answer. You know, when we talk tarot, let me ask the same question. Okay, I'm not happy with my job. You know, what should I do about it? I'm sorry. So 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're already seeing what's happening in the sense of we're gonna go deeper. Yeah. Because we're talking here, well, I'm not gonna go right away, sorry. For me, 3 is growth. Yeah. And it's a cup. So I need to grow emotion-wise in that sense. Yeah. And this needs to happen a little bit of now, right? There's an action that needs to be taken right now. Hurry up. Yeah. But again, for me, the moon is not really about secrecy, more about my soul path, you know. But again, whatever you design to your cards, this is how you read, because I think that's the perfect example, you know. So I need to grow in my emotions. This does need to happen now. It is an action I need to take right now to follow my soul path. So when the question is asked, I'm not happy with my job, what should I do? I'm now actually really getting answers, but not in a snappy way. I'm still getting answers, but here we almost go deeper into reflecting, yeah, on ourselves, right? Because in this sense, I could pick extra cards. How can I best grow in my emotions? You know, which actions should be taken right now? If I do all that, where will my soul path lead? You know what I mean? Whatever the cards mean to you in that sense, you know. I mean, of course, here I could, because this is follow your intuition, of course, I could ask, you know, how could I best follow my intuition? But with cartomancy, it's not about that follow-up, at least for me, again, this is me, yeah? And of course, everything is cartomancy, but again, in the sense of cards, playing cards, that is. Of course, I could ask that, but I think, yeah, the question was already answered, yeah, in the sense of, yeah, sorry, lost my train of thought there. Yes, prosper from an act of kindness, was it right? I need to go kind about it. Because otherwise the loss, yeah, will be on me, not somebody else. I will lose something. So I need to follow my intuition. So it's not about, oh, what kind of intuition should I listen to? No, just listen, because otherwise you're gonna lose if you don't handle this with kindness and in a correct way. This is a quick answer to those questions. And again, of course, we can do that here too. We don't need to dive deeper, but I personally feel that tarot always opens the door to dive deeper, you know? So, well, enough said about that one then. But again, you, whoever, you need to make these meanings matter to you. Let me get maybe this one, because it may show a little bit better because it is a little bit bigger. Yeah, it's about these meanings for you. You need to be consistent about it. Yeah. I'm shuffling now, but you should get your deck in order in that sense. Yeah, divide them, and then again, when you have all of your spades, for example, you need to go over them. You can use, of course, inspiration from books, how they would do it. But for example, like I said, oh yeah, here, perfect. My 6 of Hearts was separation. And again, if I would go about learning to read playing cards now, I would never have put separation on the 6 of Hearts. Because in numerology, that would not make much sense to me. However, again, it's about that consistency. It works now because I know all my meanings. I got, what is it? 52 cards or something, you know. I got 52 cards here, and they all have their meaning. And that is the most important part. If I shuffle, and I'm putting here the 8 of Spades, yeah, dark forces at work. Okay, that's kind of gloomy doomy, yeah. But that's the point, in the sense of, you know, you put your meaning there, and this is how it works. Oh, here we go again with the 8s. The 8 of clubs. I'm sorry. The 8 of clubs signifies calamity again, you know. So that never changes, and because that never changes, it doesn't really matter what I do. Ace of Spades, yeah, it foretells of danger. Oh my god, this is not a good reading. But we're not really reading for anything, right? Even though I don't believe in fake readings, but hey, I might need to dive deeper into that one. The Lady of Hearts, again, true love. Hey, a lot of the same cards come back. And here I think is a great example. Here we see the name. This is Judith. In all honesty, I don't know the European or that kind of way of playing cards, because in all honesty, I never really looked into it. I had my own style of reading, and I never really jumped off that, in the sense, you know, because again, it's about, it needs to work for you. As you can see, I got shadow and light both in my deck, in the meanings, and even though I didn't come up with it, this is how I do like my readings. 7 of Hearts, yeah, it's beauty and good health. It depends again which way we're gonna go, right? 5 of Hearts, a romantic turmoil, so something romantic, but something kind of what's the word, distorting that. Again, something is gonna be shaked up. This is the how do you say, the King, I'm sorry. I need to translate them. The King of diamonds, here we go. Prosperity and approval. So in that sense, yeah, again, we have a standard meaning. Because the standard meaning is there, it's gonna make a reading. The 3 of Clubs, accomplishments and fulfillment, and so forth. I mean, we can do this for the whole deck, but in all honesty, it's not even about that I would not want to share the meanings for my card. I don't have a problem with that, but again, it needs to work for you. Like I said, I think if I would learn now, some meanings might not even correspond anymore in the way I read, because I do read tarot now too. And even though I might read that in a different way, but because I later studied in that sense, you know, numerology, the elements, meanings, yeah, were different in the sense of my set of playing cards, you know. So when we talked about the good and the bad, let's ask the same question, you know, for argument's sake, right? I got some trouble at work. I don't really know what to do about it. Not liking my job. Don't know which way to go. Should I quit my job? Now we're going to go for a yes and no answer. This is something that a lot of people use playing cards for without even actually going into depth for every card. They just go, well, this was the question. Let's see. Okay, black not good, black not good, red good. So how would you read that if you have 2 no's and 1 yes? You can say 2 no's, 1 yes, no. Yeah. You could also say, well, if I quit my job, I'm gonna have a hard time. But in the end, yeah, it will be okay. However, do you want to layer that? Yeah. Do you want to put numerology on it? I'm gonna have a hard time. And even in the moment of that it will be okay, I'm still gonna have a 5. So maybe not that okay. But again, how do you want to mix that? How far do you want to layer? Because again, if we're just going to go for the color, you know, black no, red yes, then the 5 should not matter. You know, it doesn't matter what is there. It's about, well, I'm going to have a difficult time, but in the end it will be okay. So again, this is how you could go more, well, simplistic in a way, but you can definitely use the playing cards. I mean, I know in tarot there are decks that have symbology around it, and then also what each card means in yes and no. I never really used tarot for yes and no, in all honesty. But when I want a yes and no question, again, I'm not really using it in that sense. So I will go for my Obi shells, the one I already showed in a divination, different divination methods video. I will link it down below if you haven't seen it yet. But again, it's about stability. I cannot emphasize that enough. Yeah. Whatever you assign as a meaning to a specific card, just keep it like that. It doesn't have to make sense to nobody but you. Because again, I've never seen a style in the way I read, done by another. That don't mean that my method would not be a correct method. Again, it's been done for a long time in my line. So I'm good with it. I really am, even though, like I said, some cards I definitely will read differently. Whatever I mean with the 5 of hearts, it will always be that meaning. So that is it, basically, in my opinion. And like I said, there will be more people with more opinions, you know, and that's all fine and solid. But again, that is basically, where you build, your own system, not just a system, but your own meanings, and as long as you stay consistent in that, you will always have a good reading. And you can be inspired by books. You can get some meanings here and there, and maybe make up some of your own, you know. I think for me, something I like about what I already have then here, it's also something I would look for for example, an oracle, because tarot already has it, the structure, but in oracle in a sense of both light and shadow in that sense. I cannot just have affirmations in a sense of everything will be okay and yes, 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 because again, that doesn't work, right? And I think this is perfect because you have the even amount of cards with your reds as with your blacks, you know? So yes, that is basically it. I think the most important part, you know, is that consistency. Give your cards meanings, whether they correspond with a book or not, you know. But whatever meaning you put behind it, leave that there and start working with it. I think, let me see, because I got one deck. Let me see for a second. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, it's right here. It's an older deck, and I spray painted the backs even. On this one, yes, I even put the meanings. I did that, in all honesty, for my daughter, that she could start working with it without really having to think about it, It was already old, and I aged it more, so it really became one of my favorites in that sense. But here I already put the meanings, you know. So you know what, let's ask a question and really do a reading with already the meanings on it. Then maybe we can see how that works, right? We're gonna do the same question. Let's do the same question just for comparison's sake, right? For argument's sake. Not liking my job, what should I do about it? You know, I want to quit, but I don't know if that's the right choice. Okay, well, if I do a 9, in all honesty, I start in the middle. And then I work my way up. Okay, let's lay them all out. Am I still in the frame? 1 second, let me check. I'm not really in the frame here. Okay, you know what? Let's take the last ones away and we will do a 6-card reading. Because I was not paying attention. I'm sorry. Yes, I think they're all in the frame now. A little bit. Let me check again. Yes, I think so. So if I ask, okay, my middle card is now away, so we're just gonna go, right? So I'm not liking my job. What should I do about it? Should I quit? Should I not? The 6 of clubs. Prosper from an act of kindness. The 7 of clubs. Omen of good luck. The 3 of spades. Trust in fate. The Queen of diamonds. Long-term success. The 7 of spades, prevail over a foe. And the 10 of clubs, a change in strategy is needed. Yeah. So when we take that, you know, again, we have that prosper from the act of kindness. It's kind of funny that it keeps coming back for this question, even though it's not really a question, right? But by maybe doing stuff in a kind way, we're gonna get some good luck our way, and we're gonna need that, you know, especially when we're talking about, well, the job we don't like, right? Should we quit or not? At the same time, the card is telling us, you know, to trust in fate, because that will bring long-term success. We will prevail over a foe. In this sense, you can say that the foe is, well, the thing we're fighting against, right? The job. We don't like it. And then the last card is a change of strategy. Strategy is needed. Yeah. So we need to be kind. We need to trust in that fate. Yeah. We will success in the long term. Yeah. We will prevail over this. But we need to look at this probably in a different manner. You know. Instead of quitting, maybe, yeah, not quit yet. Yeah. Let's look for a job. Keep it on a down low. You know. Again, there is kindness in it, in the sense that, well, we still need to give our 2 weeks notice or whatever, and we're not bringing that on the shoulders of that person. What if we cannot even find a new job, you know? You know what I mean? In the sense of, that depends on how you want to read it, what your meanings are, you know. But again, consistency. The moment you give the 7 of spades the meaning prevail over a foe, then it should be prevail over a foe. Don't change it. Don't be feeling like because somebody else says, oh no, that is not the correct meaning. I mean, who are they? The playing card police? Again, you know, I think nowadays, if I would tell people, yeah, this is the meaning of every card, yeah, I'm gonna get maybe my inbox full. People saying, oh no, you don't know what you're doing. Well, that's fine. They can think whatever they want. At the end of the day, I'm 38 years old and this has never failed me. So, you know, who is right, who is wrong in that sense then. Just keep doing you, you know. If you want to work with playing cards, in all honesty, I love my playing cards. There are moments I really want to go deep, you know, and I will pull my tarot, yeah. And we will go deeper into the meaning of everything. And that's fine. Then we're really gonna, well, almost soul search, right? We go deeper. And in the other hand, you can also keep it short with tarot. But with tarot, I love to go deeper. That's me personally, you know. And then when I want a snappy answer, yeah, I'm like, well, I want answers and I want them now. I don't want to be going deep, and you know, I just want to know. And I will pull my playing cards. And sometimes I think I had that when I was younger in the beginning. You will be lucky in love. Well, what would that mean? Yeah, if you would ask a question about like what we did, right? Not happy with my job, what should I do? And you pull, you will be lucky in love. Well, you can see that in a very romantic love kind of matter. You could also see that I will be lucky in love in the things that I love, you know? Love, of course, has many levels, and it's mostly we talk about people, but I love music, you know? You can love your job. So when you give these meanings, you know, make sure that you can go all around with it. Make sure that you will understand what you mean, and that you understand also for your own meaning, that you can put that in any which way you like. But again, I'm going to say it one more time, consistency. If you still feel, excuse me, if you still feel that, well, I really don't know, there is a great deck. In all honesty, I think there are more, but this is the one I love, which is Conjure Cards. And basically, it's a playing card deck. And in the booklet, you will have the meaning of each one. You know, let's see, I have here the Jack of Spades. So, well, let's put this one here. Here, the snake, yeah. Some folks are snakes in the grass. No matter how many times they shed their skin, they're still a snake. The Jack of Spades represents a young man with dark features, dark skin or hair, who has a rebellious attitude and shouldn't be trusted. Paired with the two or eight of diamonds, this would signify gossip or a friend who isn't helpful, but their intentions are in the right spot. If this appears with the Ace of Spades or the Black Cat Joker, it represents murder. Okay, we're going very grim here again. But this, for example, could be a great deck, yeah, where, yeah, you're going to get meanings of somebody else. Let me see if I say this correctly. Yes, he is from, these are meanings from the folks who settled in Appalachia, came from many countries, ancestors, messages and dreams. So yeah, again, he gives, of course, more explanations. I'm very short here. The point is, these cards already have a meaning. They even have a cute picture on it, you know. They already are, again, assigned meanings, yeah. And I think this is a great way, you know, to understand when I'm saying consistency, because at the end of the day, it's like an oracle, yeah. If you get the card which is abundance, yeah, you're not going to assign joy to it anymore. It's abundance. No matter if there is a heart or a spade, or a club or a spade, it doesn't matter, you know. Abundance is abundance, joy is joy, love is love, and so forth, you know. So you can do the same with your playing cards. I don't read this way, yeah. This is not my reading. The 10 of spades, sorry, is not my meaning of the 10 of spades. I use this deck more as an oracle. I kind of forget the playing cards associations with this in that sense, you know. But as a beginner, if you're like, well, I really want to read playing cards, I just don't know how, and again, so many meanings, you know, you could start with a deck like this. Maybe you enjoy the meanings. However, when you pull one, and you feel like you trust your intuition, and this tells you something, and then you go in a book, and then it means something totally different, I would still suggest you go with your own intuition, because this is what we do with cards. We already know. The cards just bring it out in us, you know. So again, you know, follow your own intuition. Go with the meanings you give it. And again, if you find that hard, there are decks like these out there. You know, honestly, I think, Oh, I don't know the name. I'm really bad with names. I know of one deck that's like an Oracle playing card, and I don't know the name of it. Personally, like I said, I like this one. It's again, I'm using it almost as an Oracle card in that sense, you know, but I think it could be a great way to, you know, work with playing cards with already meanings signifying this. If you like the meanings, you can keep them. If you want to adjust them, and get yourself, well, let me take this. Get yourself a fresh deck of playing cards and write down your meanings. If you want to copy this card because you think that's a great meaning, copy it. If you feel like, yeah, that doesn't really fly with me, you know, give it your own meaning, or out of a book or whatever, you know. But again, this is how I was taught. This is why I did it for my daughter as well. I got a very old deck of playing cards. I still, I think, have one or two, because I actually made a Frankenstein deck out of one of my own my old decks. I think I had lost so many cards, or they were ripped or whatever, you know. They were not good no more. But I think one or two I kept, and I actually added all these different cards and made my own. But that's more nostalgia. Like I said, this was an old deck of mine. I actually made it look even older, and spray painted it and wrote the names down, you know, for my daughter. But I think this was a great way to learn in that sense. But yes, again, these were the Conjure cards, Conjure cards, I'm sorry, by Jake Richards. There is a nice booklet, you know, that gives you the meanings like an Oracle deck would do. But again, this being, yeah, a playing card deck with some pictures that already, well, guide you a little bit. You could, of course, just leave the booklet, and because it has some pictures, you could go with your intuition in that sense. But again, there is nothing wrong with going in the booklet if you want to learn this way, you know. Yeah, and very honest, I think that's most I can say about it, because I'm not doing it the right way. I don't think anybody is doing it the right way. There is no right way. There is only your way. Your tradition, how you read, how you like to read, you know. I think that is most important of all. And again, like I said, consistency. The moment you assign a meaning to a card, don't let nobody tell you you're right or you're wrong, you know, and your way is not right. Because again, it's BS. You need to make that work for you. So yes, again, I think that's all I gotta say about this one. I hope it helped. You know who you are, you know who asked for a little bit more in-depth video about playing cards. If you still have a question, please feel free to drop them in the comment section, you know. I will answer them when I see it. So yeah, again, make it yours, you know. Use your own intuition, and let nobody ever tell you, yeah, that you're doing it wrong. Yeah, that is their issue. That has nothing to do with you. Okay. Again, I hope it helped. If you do have any questions, again, feel free to drop them in the comment box, and I will answer as soon as I can. I want to thank you all for watching, the one that requested and all you other ones. More videos will come, of course. Until then, I hope to see you soon. Have a lovely, lovely weekend, and bye-bye.